Yeah, it should be a really good game. It's cool to see some differences, like going for non-traditional stuff if you feel like you're struggling a bit, or if you feel like it gives you an advantage is a fun way to play Dota sometimes, because it throws your opponents off a bit. So Spirit Breaker in this case is just gonna slap creeps, get some levels, and then start dominating side lanes. And then someone on his team will go pick up levels in the mid lane, whether that's Bane or whether that's Tree. But we're also seeing a 4 Tree, so it's kind of like they have 3 5-position heroes on their team, really.
Well, that was my question. My next question was going to be, we've got Gunnar on this mid-Spirit Breaker. Like, what's going to be the build? Because the last time we cast Zoomers, I believe I was with SVG, and he was mentioning how Gunnar kind of plays this, like, almost like he plays the 3 and Moo plays the 2. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit more spread out for the ideas of what their roles are, necessarily. So what do you think we're going to see for a build?
Yeah, that can definitely work as an option to play like a less farm heavy mid. It's kind of like the OG style, basically. Mm-hmm. So maybe not quite as much, but yeah, there's times that Seb also would farm really high amounts. I think it'll be fine, just because he's gonna be able to get good levels and he's gonna be able to pressure side lanes pretty good. Milan in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, he's ticking down quite a bit. Had that Nature's Grasp. Just don't have the detection, though, obviously, for the Shikuchi right here, right now. So they've put a lot of pressure on him, and he's going to go through a lot of that region. Is that worth it at this point?
It was a good effort on Milan, for sure. That's going to delay his ability to feel comfortable, basically. And Z-Free got to the lane relatively quick, so they didn't even lose that much in terms of last hitting. So he can get some denies in. Milan will want to continue to fight, but yeah, he's out of tangos now, so he's going to have to bring some out or something.
Yeah, that's expensive, the amount that they made him run through here.
He's bringing a salve out, but typically you save that for your carry, right? So if they can pressure PA a decent amount and force them to feel like they needed more salves, that could hurt them a lot.
Husky just going to trade a little bit here with Ponlo. Pretty usual, just seeing a little bit of that support war back and forth. But hey, if the supports are hitting each other, it means that they're not hitting your cores. So that feels pretty okay.
The mid lane Quinn's doing Gunnar doing great under tower. Yawar a little pressured as well, though. But this is the hard part. Now he's got unlimited mana with that little aura. What's it called? The mana aura. Very, very adequately named there. And he can heal himself for little baby amounts, too. Yeah, 2.5 mana regen. He just went from 0.9 mana regen to 3.4. That's a pretty good increase.
Very good.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that one.
They're just putting so much pressure on them down here on this bottom lane. First it was Milan who took too much, now Moo having to use a salve. A lot of trading back and forth.
Top side of the map, though. Got a Grimstroke plus the old Kezu. Ponlo did not miss skill, unlike Gremlo earlier today.
Hey, that was probably by choice. Actually, no, he did say that it was an accident,
right? He did. He asked for a remake. The admins just didn't respond because it was such a ridiculous ass. Z-Freak looking dead, though.
Yeah, that's going to be the revenge here for Milan as he gets the first blood, and Moo is forced to surge away. Ponlo sitting very low, though. Husky needed one more hit to take down Ponlo.
The bug damage is just really good, and Tree's armor is pretty bad. It's one of his weaknesses, 1.9 armor on him. So once they get bugs on him, they just run him down. With Orb of Venom, it's definitely kill options. And Darkseer as a laner is okay, but not as good as a lot of other heroes right now. So it's hard for him to protect his Treant Protector.
How concerned are we with the fact that Quinn is just going to start to snowball out of control here, right? Because he's a Doom. Doom should always be ahead because of the fact that he's got this built-in way of getting just gold value. And they don't really have anyone who's going to really bother him, honestly. This is another case of they don't have anyone to rotate upon the mid lane.
They have slightly weak single target damage as well as the other issue. Almost all of their heroes do kind of like AoE-ish damage. Darkseer isn't exactly much single target. Dusa is more AoE. Spirit Breaker has some single target for sure, but he's a little bit of AoE as well.
A little bit of a nightmare. Oh, Ponlo with that stroke of fate. Now Kezi's just running down Husky here in the tree. Does have to be careful though. We'll take some tower shots. Ponlo just gonna give the clicks out. Throwing out again. Stroke of fate. We'll have to pop the... Oh, can they outplay here? Yeah, he's got the kill on Ponlo, but Kezu will get a cleanup kill.
Okay, that makes it a little bit better at least, because then at least Husky gets some experience here, but tough one for them. The Medusa is going to pick up full mana, though. You were talking about Quinn kind of snowballing. Doom can snowball, but he is a little bit limited on his timings. And by all means, he gets a crap load of gold, and he should be able to accomplish that this game. But I think Spiritbreaker's presence on the map is certainly something that could be a lot more oppressive, potentially, especially with the power of being able to farm. I mean, the last time we saw a lot of Spiritbreaker mid was ESL Fall, with LGD playing it almost all the time.
Bit of harass being placed over on Moo. Does have the bug on him. Jump forward, though. They know that the surge has already been done, but does have to be a bit careful. They've got the living armor from Moo. So this Phantom Assassin just going to back off, continue to farm. Still getting chased after, though. We'll be able to just blink away.
Interesting skill build for Z-Freak, going one of every ability.
Oh, they used the Doom in the mid lane.
Oh,
Quinn's just running him down.
Survives it, though. It's a lot. Yeah, like, there's a lot of HP on Spiritbreaker, and his armor's quite good, and his regen's pretty good, too. So he ends up surviving this one, no problem. That's a big rough one there for Quinn, but just underestimated his damage a bit. If he has Level or Infernal Blade, it's a much better chance to get killed, because then he's doing max HP's damage. So as the game goes on, that's going to be more scary for Gunnar, certainly. But just a surprising mistake by Quinn.
Uh-oh, what is Cat doing?
Cat attack.
Cat attack?
I've been dreaming of
Catatonic.
this moment.
No. Cat is definitely running around there. All right. An actual, luckily it wasn't a cat on fire, right? You get that sometimes in the pubs. Say, Sec, cat on fire?
True. Not me.
Just playing around. Well, you have a dog.
I do not lie on the internet either. It's a two fact. It's a double whammy.
You don't lie on the internet. Not sure. Doubt.
Most of the time.
Most of the already the story.
Don't lie though. Oh, nice self break there. How the hell did Z-Freak know about that? What in the hell? How did he do that? He just like, look at, did you see their pings for wards? Like,
yeah.
Oh, they definitely have a ward. Like, that's how sure they are. Like, he literally just like cast Nature's Grasp, and it just nailed the ward directly on.
I mean, when you're good, you're good. I remember during our first season of DPC, I believe Kyle would be watching the game, so he'd just show up the next day and be like, how was my brother just so good at Dota? Like, he wasn't angry about it. He was proud of it, but like at the same time, he was like very flabbergasted. And Z-Freak has considered, like, always been a very good player. So it is nice to see him being on a team here. Nice inks. Well, got plenty of damage. You are clean up. And Husky, though, finding a kill on US Courier.
That's an unfortunate one. Z-Freak happens to not spot the supports as he swings by. He was going to look for them to see if they had kill opportunity, but doesn't work out. DD on Spiritbreaker, that's pretty scary. When Lace comes out as well, you want to increase his movement speed because it increases your charge damage by a little baby bit. And here comes the first cross
Look at the way they're positioned, though, like on the side of Quincy. They know this is coming. They have the idea. Already dropping a sentry, jumping forward again over onto Moo, but here comes Gunnar. Oh, perfect. Perfectly set up here. Milan going to pay for this with his life, but he did manage to... There, Podlo trying to get out, pops those stick charges. Not quite enough, but they do manage to protect their PA.
That DD hit was so funny. It's like so slow, but it does like a heap of damage right now. The Inkswell, incredible interruption. He didn't know that was coming, but
got lucky.
It worked great, but then it was also bad because then he was just there chunking them for 200 damage a hit. How can you fight this? Pretty cool start, though. And what is happening on the other side of the map? Doom is collecting many creeps.
Indeed he is. He's got the shockwave. Still has Doom up and running if they want to try to make something happen. And we are seeing more teleports come out. Milan getting into position with the Shikuchi, throws out the bugs, just barely manages to clip over onto Moo. The silence, the slow, everything. They'll run down Z-Freak, and they'll run down Moo, too.
You might think Gunnar's a coward. Not true. It makes a lot of sense that he didn't run in there. If he charges in, he gets doomed, Iron Shell gets removed, and he's just basically doing nothing. Wouldn't have been a good time, promise ya.
They'll go after Milan anyways. Milan hoping that they won't suspect that he's coming up this way. They'll use a Nightmare, wait patiently, and the Brain Sap. Husky will squish a bug.
Definitely the right way to do that. If he does Brain Sap early, he might get Sakuchi up again. So just safer to Nightmare and go for the higher mana kill.
Thought he might be trying to go for a cheeky denial play too. Or get the neutral kill rather.
I mean, he would have loved to if he wasn't asleep.
True. Sleeping on the job. Dooms finish up the Midas, though, so that will further escalate Quinn here in terms of his gold potential.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we haven't seen a full-on team fight just yet, though. Milan, bottom lane, is getting charged. See if you're getting into position here, and the teleports are coming out. But they have the dust, they've got the damage, and that's a dead Milan. Quinn, though, joining into the fight. Surge up here, you are jumping forward, though. They see Gunner go throw out the Doom, they throw out the wall on top of that. As they're gonna try to get off enough damage, they'll be able to take down Gunner. They're gonna get a little dual damage on top of everything else.
Nicely done. Quinn does the rotation to protect them, and it pays off big time. They get that double kill, all in response for just the support, and they didn't hesitate at all. They got the kill, and they sprinted out, but they still ended up getting caught. PA rotated over from the jungle with the Orb of Venom, and that was enough to secure the slow and the kill.
Definitely a good rotation and timing for all of that, making sure that they had the numbers, they had the damage, and even got that dual damage.
How much did he got? 10? Yeah, just 10.
That's the first one.
Good.
Just the first one. I think it's his first rotation to do dual anyways.
Yeah.
They have a charge placed over on Kezu, though. It's going to get canceled out.
Yeah, seeing what Gunner is going to do with his levels here is the interesting part for sure.
Husky thought about that for half a second. They have nice stacks going on, though, here. Over on the side of the Radiant. You are going to clean those up. Get a nice cash infusion. Getting closer and closer to that Battle Fury, one step at a time.
Is that mech coming for Moo? Maybe just headdress, actually. Is this courier coming? No. What about this courier? There's nothing. No, he's not going to go mech. It looks like he's going to go headdress into Ags. Is his plan here. Which is going to be pretty good. It will get dispelled as the downside, but hey, Iron Shells are going to be really effective. It's magic damage. Magic damage against PA is great because it just hits her. They've got a lot of melee heroes. Darkseer, Spiritbreaker, Tree. They all can benefit from it nicely. And the extra HP will help too.
Got the stack that Ponlo's making is a juicy one. For sure here.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
I haven't seen much for tower hitting. In top lane, you are seeing a little bit, but...
Yeah, they don't have great tower hitters on Quincy Crew. That's actually one of their biggest negatives, without a doubt. Doom is not a good tower hitter. PA is also a little bit of a weird tower hitter. We got to be careful. Because you don't want to be initiated on. You want to find the right target. On bot lane,
ooh, the silence. They could go for the soul bind over onto the Bane. And move, but they've had enough. Gunner is going to just charge on in. Just have to be careful. They have the Doom available if they want to try to make something happen, but without that lockdown, I think they don't want to waste it.
All right, he goes for the Invis TP. Let's see if he can cheese him. It's one of those like things in Dota 1 you do all the time. You'd like put Iron Shell and an Invis here and someone would just die.
Yes.
And it
I mean, they still do that in Dota 2.
They do. Let's see how long it lasts.
The Ricky Darkseer lane.
Oh, he got the bash.
Oh, he's still gonna tick down to that Ion Shell.
I didn't believe it. When he ultied him, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But then he charged through, and then when he got that bash, oh, that changed.
You gotta believe.
That changed everything.
I'm sure T will tell you, when you play Spiritbreaker, you just gotta believe that you're gonna get those bashes.
He believed it, and that was a big kill. Moo grabs the gold. But hey, good for him too on Gunner.
Gunner making another charge over at Quinn, but they do have the Ink Swell that will connect. They go for the Doom play. They've got the Hadouken on top of it. Stonegate's gonna come out from Kostabi. Milani, he wanted that kill so bad, but he got so greedy. And they'll throw the living armor. Oh, the dagger! Oh, just barely 30-20, 30-20.
Oh, that's close.
He's gonna survive.
What a living armor there by Z-Freak. I mean, he just pressed the button, but boy, did it save his life.
Sometimes that's all that's important. We watched Jerax press those buttons incredibly well earlier. It's underrated.
I thought with the dagger he was going to die. I was like, oh, that was just enough damage. But no, it wasn't.
They waffled back and forth on that for a bit.
So that's 2 Dooms now that they haven't gotten profit from.
I can't believe that worked.
Other than the fact that Doom just farms insanely fast. So that part's going great for him.
There's another charge coming out here on Quinn, but they'll cancel it.
Just a little vision gathering. But yeah, these little ganks with the Iron Shell is going to make a big difference, right? Because if SB is doing these ganks by himself, like he's not going to solo kill PA by himself. But if he's standing there with Iron Shell for 10 seconds, that's 900 damage. That's like a finger of death and a half of extra contribution, and all he had to do was at some time recently pass Darkseer. So it's making his gank a lot more threatening on the map.
I'm sure the supports are absolutely terrified as well. Looks like we've got the armlet completed for Kezu. He's going to be going for that blink and getting it very, very soon. So has to be careful. Obviously doesn't want to die right now. That's it getting so incredibly close. But everyone just really content to just back off, continue farming. Of course, a Medusa on the side of 4 Zoomers isn't going to be super active unless really forced to be.
Yeah.
And PA is, how close are we getting here?
Still pretty far away from Battle Fury, so a little slow for sure. But she did have to jungle a lot is the thing. Like, she did not spend that much time in the lane. Because it's a little bit scary against Darkseer.
I feel like a lot of the times when we see the PA getting picked up, though, she usually has some sort of a steroid, right? She either has like a bloodlust or she's got, you know, the Magnus Empower is very, very popular. I suppose you do have the Legion for a little bit of a buff, but they're not really going to be playing that close together, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's no way that you'd follow them around and cast Press the Attack. You're right, the amplifiers definitely help, but it's more about just like having an okay lane, more or less. Still no dust on Spirit Breaker, so he puts up the slap, dude. That's so
What's
funny.
up, Gunner? Left hanging.
It does reveal that there's a ward, though. So like, generally, it's not good to do that. I'm happy he did because it's funny, but like, they know there's an observer ward if he reacts to it. So, little arcane rune here on the Spirit Breaker,
and a BKB picked up now for the Doom.
Okay. Z-Freak has finished his, more or less finished his Meteor Hammer. He'll have that soon.
Well, they're looking for a duel. They found themselves a target, and there's no way that he can Nightmare himself when he is stuck in a duel.
Yes, with the Ink Swell as well. They got a little burny, spiky, gooey thing followed just like the Dire team does.
What?
Ink Swell versus Ion Shell.
Burny, spiky. What? Where were we getting? What?
You ever zoomed in on a Ion Shell?
Yeah, it is spiky. That's true.
Exactly, and it burns.
True. But like, what about
Ink Swell also burns.
Ink Swell doesn't really burn. It doesn't spike. Ink doesn't
It's
spike.
got little spikies, yeah.
I don't think so.
It's got that spike noise.
Does not have a spike noise. That's not a spike noise.
It has a spike. Definitely has a spike noise.
That's like a
It's
landing
exactly
sound.
what spiking sounds like.
All right.
Just wait till
Don't you play percussion? You should know
next,
these things.
What? What does that have to do with spiking?
Because you can, no, not spiky things, but I'm saying like it's the sounds. Like that's not a spiky sound.
Disagree.
Fine, whatever you say. I disagree. Blink Dagger coming up soon for this Doom. It's got quite the net worth right now, 10.4k. Next closest, of course, is Medusa, and that makes about, you know, that makes sense, right? This is a hero that's able to take stacks. It's able to, you know, clear waves very easily. But still a ways to go. Do you have the Ags completed as well for Darkseer? It's a lot of bonus going into that Ion Shell now.
All that extra health, it's beautiful. And more Ion Shells.
The 20 seconds, yeah.
Can't doom them all. So Z-Freak's just playing like the traditional
You
forward
can
tree.
doom them all.
If you buy a refresher.
They have a Grimstroke.
Oh. Well, usually, all right, they can get 3 Ion Shells off. Then it's not easy to doom them all. But you're right. The Grimstroke is one good way to do it. And frankly, just getting leashed at all for Spirit Breaker is going to be a really bad time. Just takes him out of the fight. So he's going to want to stay separated from his team if possible. That's his goal.
He's the main, it feels like he's really one of the main initiators though, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
In fact, here he is running right on into Quinn, immediately backing off.
Just got to test them defenses, you know, which is good. This actually buys him 5 seconds. That's a glyph. Here's a Meteor Hammer. That's a dead tower.
Yeah.
That's how you make a sandwich.
Easy peasy. What? Quinn getting left behind here. Needs help and has the BKB immediately. That leash coming in, the perfect leash. But they need to get the damage off in time. Follow up with a nice wall. They're doing plenty of damage all in this back line. They'll be able to take down Gunner. Be no space count running around as Dusa was able to get the Stone Gaze off before the silence got applied. And they're going to try to back off. Look how fast Quinn is, though. He's got himself a haster and just going to clean up on these illusions. He doesn't have that Doom anymore, so.
It looked really good for Quincy, but the problem was that the Grimstroke ulti did go on Spirit Breaker. They got double dueled, but right before Doom hit, the Grim ulti ended because of the bulldoze. The bulldoze is on, so this like 6-second duration soulbind got reduced to a very low amount. So I think is what happened, because it looked a bit goofy. Dusa did not get doomed like I expected, and as a result, she was able to pop ulti and force a disengage. So they really didn't lose that much here, and especially with Doom being on cooldown now, he also had him BKB, so they really didn't lose that much other than some gold. So even game at the moment. They've got better tower stuff going on. Dusa's going for MKB to deal with the PA a bit. PA does have Battle Fury finished. She's about halfway, 2/3 to getting Battle Fury, so Yoar's almost there.
I'm going to be seeing the BKB coming out for this Phantom Assassin very soon. But Quinn, again, just sitting top of that net worth, looking at his Shivas as the next item.
I like that. Shiva's Doom is the absolute classic. Oh, boom! Blew up the bug, dude. Didn't mean to, but he got him. Look at that. He had to pop his wand and stuff. It's like, oh, that's
value.
That's not fun. Pause for hurt feelings right there. It's going to take a couple seconds to recover.
Weaver picking up the Quicksilver amulet there for the neutral item. Be very nice.
A little wasted, but attack speed is good for sure.
That's an upgrade, right?
Kind of.
I mean, he's not spending that much time in the...
And Sakuchi, he kind of is. It's like most of his movement speed. It's more about the attack speed is the benefit. I mean, I guess not having boots, this is going to help offset it. But, you know, five stats ain't bad. That's 100 HP. It's like an extra 60 mana or something like that. But, yeah, Quicksilver's probably better for sure. So Quinn will clear the creep waves. Shivas will be excellent. Some attack speed reduction, some anti-healing as well will be good. Like, attack speed reduction against Spirit Breaker actually is really strong. Because he doesn't usually buy too many attack speed items. Not that he's all about attacking, but you know, some of these heroes, it can really add up. Like, you really notice the DPS increase when the enemy team has a Shivas.
I'm going to just go secure this triangle area, get some information, and there is a double damage rune. Looks like Ponlo is going to walk right into it. Gets the denial off. Gunnar going to turn his attention back to Ponlo. He's trying to break line of sight here. They do have the vision, though, so they'll be able to go strike him out. And just wait patiently for that Inkswell to be over, so Gunnar gets a kill.
Nicely done. He's done a good job as Spirit Breaker so far. Pretty pleased, I gotta say. Fey Grenade's a good pickup too. Even more movement speed for him. Makes his charges and everything do more damage. And now they just take Rosh. This is usually not what happens. Usually the Radiant team takes Roshan first. But part of the problem is that Quincy crew never really was able to get like a huge advantage. Quinn's doing great. He's 3-0-2, but he has had a couple dooms that haven't really profited massively in his favor. And his net worth is really high by all means, but he's not going to use it as well as the Medusa will. And they didn't really have like, they didn't really get like a fast Deso or anything on PA because he was kind of behind. So like just never really took Rosh. It's also hard for them to win a Rosh fight, I suppose. They've got Darks here. They've got Medusa.
Husky waiting patiently, throwing out a couple hits, getting the Fiend's Grip off as Mo rejoining.
Let's see if they can get
and
the
they're
kill.
it's a very slow amount of damage, but it's getting the job done, especially once Gunnar shows up.
He does get him.
It's still going to be Moo who gets the final hit.
Milan was ready for that. He was sitting over by the bounty rune, like waiting for the Spirit Breaker to come in so he could use them. So he tried to help. And it did probably help, right? Because if that charge goes through, they probably didn't even kill the tower. That becomes a deny. But ultimately, still looking great for Zoomers. The scary thing is that how strong will PA eventually be? Answer is probably strong, but...
Yeah, but didn't the panel talk about, I think I was listening, like SVG and Lacoste were both saying that in the Dusa versus PA matchup, Dusa is more favored, but if PA can get that item advantage early, then, you know, it definitely gets scary. It's all coming down to snowballs more.
But
and right now, I would say...
The item advantage early part is gone, though. Like, she's behind by 3,000 gold. PA has less net worth. So if PA has, like, a Deso and a Battle Fury and a BKB, and Costabile has maybe these items, then it's a little different. But he's not at Deso yet. He's, like, just
that's why
beginning.
I'm saying that the Dusa's sitting very, very comfortably.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought you meant something. My bad. So yeah, they pressure across the map right now. They're looking to maybe take the tier 1 tower finally, but four Zoomers just chip away to tier 2. This is one of the nicest things about these Dragonlance agility carries, whether it's Drow or Dusa. You just sit there and you hit the tower, it doesn't hit you. You get it very simply. If the enemy team isn't ready to fight, there's like nothing holding you back. Lift won't even stop it. So they control the enemy map. They're going to get pressured a little bit in the mid lane, but it's getting tree healed. So now they just hold high ground, play with their Aegis, and it looks like they're going to go high ground.
I mean, that's the thing that's really difficult, right? If you want to try to take down one of the towers that the Zoomers has, you have to fully commit to it because they have that living armor. And then on top of that, you've got these heroes that just didn't snowball the way that they were hoping. You know, Quinn got a couple dooms off, but they weren't able to, oh, okay, little intercept gunner here. They've got the sleep and the Fiend's grip off. And that's going to be able to just take down Ponlo. The hammer coming through. That's a fast little piggy, but they'll drag him right back into the slaughter.
Why pick Disruptor when you can pick Darkseer to vacuum him right back to where he was?
Know exactly where he's going to land, too. Gunner just run it on through. Going up to that top lane.
That's all he can do. Yuar's blurred, so he can't actually charge the PA in this case. One advantage of Phantom Assassin against the Spirit Breaker is that you can hit creep waves like that, which is a nice little, definitely not something you should undersell in pro games. It's really scary. Like if he gets charged there, his team runs across the map, they get caught probably. And once again, he starts slapping buildings, but it just doesn't matter. They just keep putting the damn armor on the tier 1 tower, so they control the map. This gives such good points for their teammates to TP2. So if Spirit Breaker ever charges somebody, the middle of the map is where Zoomers gets a TP. And now they're just going to start constricting and restricting gold gain for their opponents.
It feels like a flipped game that we saw game 1.
It does.
Just slowly and steadily taking away the space for them to go and farm and choking them out.
All right, Lotus Orb up on Darkseer as well, so hopefully he can reflect some dooms here on at least one of the guys. He yules that creep in the mid lane, interesting choice.
You know, Milan, he's a wacky guy.
It was probably something like, oh, he was about to miss the last hit because he had attacked a different one, so he tries to last hit it with yules kind of a thing. It happens sometimes. A little extra last hit here and there adds up. That's why he's always got so many items.
Usually does, for sure.
And now planning for Scotty next on Medusa.
This game is just so hard for this Phantom Assassin. They have an MKB completed. You've got a bottle double damager over Uncle Stabile. It's just, what does a PA do when you're already behind, too?
It's he needs to get some kills, but it's hard. He just doesn't farm as fast, and against the Spirit Breaker, it makes it harder. He literally can't show on the wave if he's not blurred. And Medusa's pushing the limit. So normally what happens is like you BKB and you jump in and you try to kill a support, but like if Dusa can just like hit you with MKB, you just run out of HP because it's going to go through BKB basically. So it makes it a lot harder to play Dota. Charge comes bottom though.
They see Kezu. Knock back here. Right into that Meteor Hammer. Kezu, he's a fast guy, but they drag back again. This time, the kill going to Husky.
They're doing a great job. Good disables. They did pop Overgrowth for that one. Probably was like Overgrowth. Interrupts it, he presses the attack, then he gets comboed. But they're just making Legion look like kind of a weak hero here. And this isn't always the case, but Legion does struggle a little bit. She's played a little bit at TI, but wasn't like the greatest success.
I mean, on the bright side, right, for Quincy, this does give them the opportunity to move out of that small area and into their triangle because they know, all right, this many heroes are here, we can protect.
That's true.
So it is a little bit of space.
If they can get the wards off of this, we'll see if they find the ward, but
they're trying.
That one's just out of reach, it looks like. It's all right, it's going to die in a second, they're going to be like, oh no.
Always feels bad.
Lost a free ward. Maybe they won't see it, but it's gone now.
It is indeed gone.
It's always good when a ward gets to die of old age.
It's good if you're the support who placed it, that's for sure. It feels very bad when you just barely miss it.
I don't even know. No, it's, when you like put it down the D board and you see it and you attack it once and you're about to attack it.
And already goes down.
Like, oh god, I just lost 200 gold. It's like a gank failed.
And already Quincy, they're pinned back in the base now. You can see Doom feeling a little bit more confident, but be very careful.
Psychic Headband. Great one for Bane. Could be good for Darkseer as well, depending on who wants it, but yeah, with Bane having Aether Lens as well, his Nightmare cast range is really good right now.
I mean, we do have the Desolator picked up now for the PA, so that's a little something, but...
For sure. They want to use that against Bane, use it against...
Ooh, Milan, do you know how close to death you are?
Yeah,
look at this. Just hightails it out.
He puts some nice wards down. There's a couple that I've seen him put down that I just feel like are quite effective, but unfortunately getting spotted there, they figure it out.
Immediately deward. Scotty completed for the Medusa. This is a very big, scary Gorgon.
So Doom is also very farmed though. That part's going for him.
But I feel like a Medusa with farm is more effective usually.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely is. I mean, if they can get a double Doom off, they'd be great. They've got Arcane Rune as well, so this would be perfect for them to take a fight now if they want. They also bought Shard on Doom too.
True.
So multiples of 3 will be stunned for longer and deal more damage. So it's quite a good way to help him scale, but
It's still very spooky.
yeah, he's got to be careful.
And it's the net worth, too, on the board right now. It's only 2K greater, but jump forward, gets the Doom off immediately over on the Medusa. They put the Lotus Orb on as well. Turn back around, nice wall getting dropped, but they need to follow up.
God.
They've got the overgrowth. Look at the damage. They take down Quinn, and they're just clicking away. You are going onto these back lines, but another beautiful vacuum
my
coming
God.
out. It's a double kill now for Kostabile, and he's looking to get himself one more as he gets a kill on Kezu. A triple kill coming over for the Zoomers.
They doomed him,
Oh, and they went in for Ponlo. I didn't even see it on our screen.
they doomed him, but it didn't matter much. He did pop BKB a little bit late there. Wasn't anticipating the jump in, but to be honest, no matter what happens, even if he pops BKB, he still gets stunned there. He would take less damage because he wouldn't be getting hit with magic nukes, at least. But yeah, he felt the moment, and it was not quite the moment, unfortunately.
Was not indeed. The fortification comes out, but Quincy crew, they are going to respawn fairly shortly. You've got the Legion up in about 10 seconds. Same thing with the Grimstroke and the Weaver. But I'm not sure what they can really hope to do against this. They've used a lot of their really big spells at this point. And look at Kostabile. He's just very, very healthy. He's got a tree there to help him out with that armor. They just take the racks. Easy peasy.
A very definitive team fight loss. That's going to really push the net worth disadvantage up for Quincy crew there. But
it was a 2K net worth lead right when they were in the mid. Quinn, though, jumping forward, should be able to get the kill on Husky. Well, fine. If BKB gets used in the Soulbind, also will tie Kostabile and this Spear together. You get the double duel, but I don't think they're winning this duel here, Purge. In fact, no, they will not. Zoom forward here, coming up. Gunner, he definitely has to zoom. He chases after Ponlo, punches him down, and Kostabile, he's trying to get the final couple hits off over onto UR, even using the Stone Gaze to go just a little bit faster. Needs to get there just even faster, though. It's going right on in, walks right after UR. One more hit, and there it is. There's the murder.
This is a tough one. They're going to hit another set of racks for sure. I don't know which one they're going to pick, but
they can pick whichever one they want, Purge.
Yeah, they send Spirit Breaker back to base. He just needs somebody to charge at, really. First hero they see, now you got 4 heroes in the base, basically, and they're not done. Continue the pressure.
They have
that
no
mid tower, someone just got armor. I don't know who it was. Who cares? Got so many buffs for each other. Lotus Orb making it hard to dive Dusa, fighting under the tier 1 tower. Everybody could be there. There's trees to hide behind. Just it's the tree Medusa, man. It's just a good pairing, right? You're just delaying the game. Z-Freak goes bottom. He pushes out the creep waves constantly. He gets a Meteor Hammer. It basically just means that Quincy crew doesn't get to take as much map as they want, and it's further made bad because of the Spirit Breaker. Further makes it harder to like push side lanes. So, and then it all just buys time for Medusa because your towers stay alive for so long. Looking good for Zoomers.
Looking very nice indeed. 15K net worth lead. They've already cracked into the base and taken out 2 of the tier 3 towers. And it's just feeling like a little bit of desperation coming out now for Quincy crew as they smoke up, hoping to grab anyone who's left behind, but they're already in the Roche pit, so they'll make their way over, and they're just too late. Look how fast they turn around. They say, we don't want to fight this. We need to have some sort of advantage. So they're going to back off a little bit, regroup. We'll see if they try to make any plays. You can see Kostabile very forward.
Putting the shard on Dusa. They're going to snake the Doom if she gets doomed. Yeah, they don't even want to touch that area of the map. They know they're super far ahead. There's like no reason not to just 5-man top lane. Get the range barracks and then reset the map, or ideally get a grab and then force bottom.
Looks like they found themselves a willing victim. Maybe not a willing victim, but they found themselves a victim.
He didn't even use DD. He knew that was so easy. I got this. Now he gets to use DD on a building.
Just go zooming on in after Quinn. They'll clear up that creep wave easily. Double damage gets popped on Kostabile. Look at this damage. Oh my word. Meo Deus.
That's so safe too. They just can't fight. Weaver does not have eggs, so it's not like he's adding that much right now, but they ideally, like, they're just running, they're just staying so far away from him because, like, he's the front line, right? He's got Lincolns. if they try to link him, they got to break Lincolns and then link him. But if there's no other hero there, it just doesn't matter.
The Aegis. Like, how do you take this guy down?
Yeah, like they just don't want to doom him. It's like it does nothing right now.
Finish up the racks. Just like that, they have mega creeps and they just watch Stabile just
They smoke backline again.
hits them. They can't do anything about this. Quinn comes forward, but he's like, I don't know. Bounce back, getting that Lotus. We'll zoom on it. Oh my goodness, Gunner's so fast here. He wants this kill on Podlo and he's gonna get it. You are getting some damage done here, but they just don't have quite enough. They fall for the overgrowth.
Oh
Beautiful
my God.
fall over on 3. Look at this damage coming up from Gustavo. He's just murdering everyone. The GG gets called. Zoomers hitting back very, very hard.
Look, that game, for some of you might be watching that game, you might think like, oh, the game's a little slow, a little boring. I thought that was fun to watch personally. Like,